Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video and welcome to my savings, budgeting, and YouTube journey. I'm here to represent the hardworking, low-income, single parents. On this channel, I experiment with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and I share the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. All right, today it's time for me to do my November monthly budget, and this budget, the last few months, I try to kind of like pre-prep my budget so I don't look crazy when I come on here and show you guys. But November felt super complicated for a few reasons. One, there's Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday, which I totally forgot until this very second. Sorry, Christmas vacation. There's some changes in my fixed expenses, not a lot. And this is the last month of the era or my 12-week year. So one of those goals was to pay off my Discover card. So I need to do that by the end of this month. I don't have any plans to buy anything for Black Friday, but now that I'm thinking of it, it probably wouldn't hurt for me to put a few dollars aside in case I do decide to buy anything. So since I just forgot about that until this second, you're going to see me find somewhere to pull that money from. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump in and get started. So we all know the first thing that I like to do is to label it. This is my November monthly projection. Okay, and my months do not follow the calendar year. My months are based on my paydays and my bills. So my month of November is going to run me from November 4th through December 1st. So close enough, I guess, to the calendar. The next thing I like to do is write down any notes that will affect my budget. So like we already said, Thanksgiving, Christmas trip, Black Friday, Discover. I'm going to put Discover Payoff. I also have $15 in tolls that I need to pay. It's for when we went out of town for my daughter's birthday. I also signed up for the student YouTube premium, and that's $9. I'm in a trial period, but I like it so much that I know I'm going to purchase it starting this month. So, and no more Hulu. So Hulu, I got rid of. I got this other trial. Y'all, I'm famous for trials because first of all, I can't afford to be buying all these different subscriptions. And second, it's just good for me to see if I really like it and need it. So I've been binge watching this show called From. It is super creepy and weird, but I'm obsessed. Like, I can't stop watching it. So I have this new trial subscription of MGM. It's only $7 a month, but we're just going to work with the trial for now and see. Anyway, all right, so goals for the month of November are pay off Discover. I want to do a daily gratitude. So every single day, I'm going to write down something that I'm thankful for. I'll probably keep that in my planner. And the third is to increase the Christmas sinking fund. So we already know I'm still doing my 12-week year. So I already have those goals. So if you guys haven't seen my 12-week year, take a look at that so you'll see my goals for the last 3 months. So again, like I said, this is the last month of the 12-week year. All right, so November's budget. Before I get into that, I'm going to show you some of the plans that I set out for Christmas budget and for Discover Payoff. So Discover balance right now is $83. So we're just going to pay that all off in the month of November. My Christmas budget, I spent, and you'll see this in my closeout, I spent money on the hotel. I'll give you that details on the closeout. That's already booked. That includes breakfast. So I want to save, after doing some number moving, I want to save $660 more for Christmas. So I'll give you a quick rundown of how I figured out, of what I have so far towards that. So here's my plan for Christmas. right? So I have $281 left in SoFi for our Christmas savings that we've saved up for this year. I have $140 in my cash envelope here. I intend to put $50 from my YouTube income that I get later on in the month of November, and that'll bring me down to $189, and I'm dividing that by 4 paychecks because I have 4 paychecks before we go on that vacation. That'll bring me to $48 per payday, $96 a month. So I just rounded that to $100 per month between November and December so that I can reach that $660 goal for Christmas. Right? And then the last thing that I took a look at, the last sinking fund that I took a look at was junior year. I decided on a goal for that. And the goal, I didn't know what it was going to be, but I've decided the goal is going to be $700 for junior year. Right, so that's literally basically just for prom. And then she has a school envelope for anything that pops up throughout the year. And then graduation has a whole separate savings. And then prom will have, I'll have a senior year envelope too, which I'll start contributing to next year. So lots going on in the next couple years. So hopefully I can stay on my budget. I feel like we're at a good pace right now. Junior year right now, the goal for 2024 is just $500, right? So right now we have 411 between SoFi and what we have in cash. So that brings me just to $89 that I want to put in there by the end of this year. So we'll see what we can contribute to it between now and December. I'll probably just honestly save that for December, but we'll see. All right. So let's get started. So I've already estimated my first and second paycheck. So paycheck A and paycheck B, that's how I do my breakdowns. In paycheck A, it's going to run me from November 4th through November 17th. And then paycheck B, I'm going to do it in a different color. Paycheck B is going to run me from November 18th through December 1st. I'll get paid again for at December 2nd. So because I have all these things this month, I'm going to separate them. I'm going to separate this monthly budget by paycheck. So I'm going to give a whole outline for the month, but I'm going to do it per paycheck. And again, this is just a projection and an estimate. I don't know for sure how much the paychecks will be. It's just an estimate that I've created for myself. So I'm going to estimate that each paycheck this month, based on the overtime that I've done, sorry about the shaking camera, will be $3,400 total, $1,700 each paycheck. Because they are going to be different, because in the second paycheck we have, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, all that stuff. So I did want to break them down differently. So in paycheck A, all right, we'll take that $1,700. We are going to take always our $175 off the top. So I might as well do that while they follow each other. So that comes out every single paycheck, no matter what. And that's for our automatic savings. And you guys can get the full breakdown at the pre-payday prep. So let's calculate this. 1,700 minus the 175. That's going to bring us to 1,525 for each. Okay, and then the next thing that's going to come out for paycheck A, we're going to focus on that one for now. It's going to be our fixed expenses. So the fixed expenses for the first paycheck is going to be $795. So based on my cheat sheet that I use every month, it looks crazy. I know. I do plan on showing you guys a new cheat sheet for the month of December, but I'm still working on it. So the bills for this month are usually $780, but I also have that $15 toll bill that I want to get out of the way for the first month. So that's why it's $795. And I am going to go ahead and just stretch out what these are for, this $795. So we said already the $15 for tolls. We always put $445 for half of the mortgage. Allowance is $20. And then we also have Netflix, Amazon, utilities, and phone. So Netflix, Amazon, utilities, and phone. I think that's it. Oh, and we also have this student loan. I'm putting $39. Usually I put $30, but I like to keep the $780 as, a normal balance for our fixed expenses. All right, so that's for fixed expenses. Let me make sure that that zeroes out. I'm a zero-based budgeter, so I am going to plan. Basically, that just means I'm going to plan every single dollar of what I expect to make. So that includes, savings, bills, and my everyday spending. So that brings us down to $730. The next thing that's going to come out, I've updated my variable funds. I have gone over in grocery a few times, so I am adjusting it. So this time grocery is going to get $2.75 instead of $2.50, and gas is going to get just $50 because we're using less gas and more groceries around this wintertime. I cook more during this season and we drive less. So that's my thought process there. So that'll probably be what I continue to do year to year. So it's down $730. We're going to take out the $325 total for gas, groceries, and toiletries. I call this my variable fund. I don't know why I just did that, but I call this my variable fund. So that's going to bring us to $405. All right. So in the variable fund, like I said, $2.75 will go to grocery and $50 will go to gas. All right, I always double check myself. Sometimes, there's errors, even though I've done this a million times. $405 we have left. Cash envelopes. Cash envelopes, usually, I keep changing the cash envelopes. This time I'm going to cash stuff $250. So everything after this 405 is going to come out in cash and go either into my savings envelopes here or into my wallet to spend for that 2-week period. All right, so we're at 405 minus the 250 for the wallet. That brings us down to 155. Right? Okay, so here's the wallet breakdown. It's gonna run over. It's gonna be all over, but that's okay. It's just the outline. So $250 for the cash envelopes, right? Here's the breakdown. We're gonna do $100 in personal. We're putting more in personal because it just needs more based on the closeouts that I've done. We need more. Personal dining is gonna get 80 instead of its normal 70. Entertainment is going to get $20 instead of its normal $40. We have the family fun envelope if we need to use anything. Pet is not getting anything. Right now, I want to focus on bumping up the health envelope. So $25 for health, $15 for miscellaneous, and then we're going to do $10 for kids. Right? Okay. I also want to, I want to soon probably start putting some money away, maybe in rollover, so that I can have some money set for parking at my job. Right now, I take the shuttle, and oh my God, you guys don't even understand how upset I have been about this shuttle. It takes me 50 extra minutes to get from home to work by using that shuttle. 20 extra minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon to get home. Mind you, I live 10 minutes away. But there are several reasons why I have to take this bus, but I am trying to find a way around it because it is stressing me out, and I could have used that extra 1 hour of work in overtime instead of being on the bus. But I'm going to find a solution. That's a goal. Find a shuttle solution. I need to find another solution. It's just not working out. It's not working out. All right, so $250 is for our cash envelopes. So that leaves us with $155 for our sinking funds. So those are my savings categories. So let me show you what I plan for November for that first pay period. So that's $155. We're going to subtract. So we're going to put $50 in Christmas because the goal for the month is $100. We're going to put $32 in junior year. Because I want to put $64 in there this month. Now, because there's so little left in junior year, I might save that for the last paycheck in December. So if I need to pull any money for Black Friday, it'll probably be that little bit. Like, that's it. So if we have to pull anything for that, and I will decide on my biweekly budget, it'll be for junior year. I'm going to put Black Friday here just, so I remember that that's where that funds will go. And also if the paychecks are more, then we'll have more to play with. But I'll know that for sure when I do my pre-payday preps, which are my biweekly budgets, when I know exactly how much the paycheck will be. All right, next thing is $60 for vacation. I'm a little worried about vacation, you guys. There's only like $1,300 in there right now, and for our trip, I feel like we're gonna need at least $3,000 to $4,000, and that's in September of next year. So we got quite a ways to go. Of course, for my income tax refund, I will put some money in there too. I don't know. We'll see. All right, then the home envelope, home maintenance envelope, that's for small things we need, like, pillows or whatever. And then $3 for our $1 challenge. All right, that should bring this down to 0. And it does. All right, so $155 for our sinking funds. Now, normally I would contribute to more sinking funds like family fund and child's beauty, but I'm not adding to those because I think we have some money in family fund already. Her hair, I've just decided I'm going to do for the rest of the year. I just learned how to do feed-in braids. This was only my second time doing it. And if I must say, I don't like to, brag about it, but I did really good on her hair. So save myself $250. Oh, that's another thing I need to mention. Since we saved $250 by not going to a hairdresser, I decided to move $100. I kind of paid myself in a way. I moved $100 from her child's beauty envelope, which is saved for her hair. I moved that to our Christmas envelope. So that's where our Christmas savings, sinking fund, and SoFi. So I just moved $100 from one savings to the other, just to give us some more for Christmas. Because like I said, I did not save enough for Christmas throughout this year. So right now I'm on crunch time, finding money wherever I can to go towards Christmas. All right. Now on to paycheck B. All right, we're starting B over. All right, so for paycheck B, since I have my lovely cheat sheet, which I would have totally forgot if it wasn't for that, I know that in the month of December, we have a $60 water bill, and that's usually due at the beginning of the month. So I want to make sure I pay that with November's budget. So I'm going to add that $60. We already thankfully have that saved. We saved that in the beginning of the year, which I will continue to do every year because throughout the year, that definitely saves me a lot. It's kind of the same idea that I do for my car note. I put a big chunk in when I get my income tax, and then I put a little bit more in every payday, so that I haven't had to literally pay for my car note all year. I do that every year. If you have not seen that video, please take a look. But anyway, here is the subscription. Also, you can check out the tax video. So since we already have this saved, we're going to add that to the budget because we'll be using it. So we have $1,760. It's not water. It's not subscriptions, it's water. Okay, and the first thing that's going to come out after that is going to be our fixed expenses. So I explained this. I just had to erase this whole thing. But for paycheck B, I know it looks crazy. I'm working on it. For paycheck B, I know, what's going to come out normally. I decided to stop contributing to investing. I just don't have that extra money to be doing that right now. I'd rather that go to a debt or like emergency fund or something. So for now, what I had planned was to put all that extra money, so from investing and the extra debt that we no longer have, that was all going to go to Discover. So that was a total of $111 that can now go to Discover. Since the budget for bills is $780 per pay period, I wanted to kind of keep that. So that extra money was just going to another place. It's kind of a Dave Ramsey concept. Once you pay one thing off, you keep that budget and use it towards something else. So that was the idea. That all total to $111 that I could now do to Discover. But I now have the YouTube subscription, so I took $9 off of that. That leaves us with $102 to go to Discover. But Discover only has an $83 balance. So that's why we're going to be putting less into the fixed expenses for now. Just because we got other things for it to go towards. So for the fixed expenses, let's see. I know we're going to do $445 for mortgage, $20 for allowance, because those two always come out, $117 for car insurance, $87 for internet, and what did I say for Discover? $83 for Discover. That's $752. And plus the $60. Let me add the $60 for water. This all goes to the bill account, so I want to make sure I transfer enough into there. So 1760 minus the 812 is 948. All right, so for the fixed, is it 812. So 812 for the fixed expenses is going to give us, we already kind of went through this, $445 for mortgage, half the mortgage, $20 for allowance. I don't have neat handwriting. Sorry if you're here for that, concept. Wrong place. I'm sorry. It did get better, surprisingly. This is better. It got better since I got on my ADHD medication, which was super strange to me, because I didn't know that would be a side effect. So I was mentioning it to my coworker, and he looked it up to see if that was a thing, because he thought it was weird too. And apparently it is a thing. So I haven't taken it today. Probably should do that in the next half an hour or so. So $20 for allowance. What's next? I said $117 for car insurance, $87 for internet, $83 for Discover, and $60 for the water bill. And that's just an estimate. I don't know for sure how much it is, but that's what it usually is. So that's what I go with. Usually it's less, a little less than that, like $50-some. So I just pay $60 on it. All right, that leaves us with $948. Okay, so the next thing that comes out is our variable expenses. And this time, since we have Thanksgiving coming up, I'm going to add $50 to that normal $325 budget. Only $50 because I know that most of the grocery bill will go towards that anyway. But I just feel like $375 would be good for our variable expenses for November, the second paycheck. So that $375 will break down to, said the groceries is normally going to be $275. We're adding $50. That's $325 for that, and then $50 for gas. All right, so $325 for grocery and $50 for gas. That should be more than enough. Should be more than enough. Because I'm literally probably just cooking for me and her, maybe a couple friends, but nothing crazy. All right, so that's for our variable expenses. All right, what does that bring us down to? That brings us to $573. Why does that leave us with so much? I feel like I did something wrong. I know what I did. I didn't take out the $175 for our automatic saving right off the top. Oh, did somebody catch that? If you caught it, let me know. Leave it in the comments. All right, so we're down to $398. All right, so our automatic savings should always be the first thing that comes out, but I got a little ahead of myself. But we're going to take out $270 for cash envelopes this time instead of our normal $250. And that's because I want to add a little bit more money to entertainment that pay period. We want to... we're going to a Christmas tree lighting. We missed it the last couple years, but I really want to make sure we go. Sometimes they'll have like hot cocoa and stuff there, and so we can either take it from family fun or entertainment, but I also want to get us some board games and puzzles and stuff that we can have, fun in the house. I always like to keep my daughter kind of entertained, so we do a lot of festivals, we do a lot of fun stuff, movies or whatever. We have a lot of fun together. That's one, like my number one gratitude for November 1st is my relationship with my daughter. I'm not going to babble too much, but she is 15 years old. For those of you that are new, I am a single mom. So we actually have a great relationship, and I talk to a lot of people who have teenagers, and they don't have that. And then I talk to people who do, but it is more rare for people to, praise their teens, which I think is a big thing that we should be doing more of, because kids kind of live up to the expectations that you have for them. So if I'm always praising her for, you're doing a good job, I'm proud of you, whatever, I always give her more praise than negatives. So, and her teachers do too. She told me that one of her teachers told her that if there's something about her that every time she sees her smile, she feels happy inside. Like every time she comes into a room, she feels happiness. And I said, oh my God, that's so sweet. I get those kind of compliments too. So people only see my good side. I've been to you guys though, but it's because I'm in a safe space of my home. I don't usually complain though. So people only see my good side. I'm always the person to kind of make people feel better if they're having a bad day. I feel like that's just my calling in life. I don't know. Maybe that'll cause me stress and I'll having angina when I get when I get older because I've kept everything in. But we'll see. All right. So anyway, $270 is going to go to cash envelopes so we can have a little bit of fun at the Christmas tree lighting. All right. So we're getting $100 in personal. So everything else is going to be the same. I feel like I'm already talking too much in this video, so sorry. Pet is also going to get some money this time, just a little bit. I'm going to give Pet $5, and then we're going to give Health. What are we going to give Health? Just $20. Yeah. Usually they get $10 each, but I'm trying to bulk up that Health envelope. Usually I'm using this for over-the-counter medicine, but my prescription is usually between $10. If I need to do both, then they're $20, whatever, but very low. So mostly Health I'm using for over-the-counter medicines. Sometimes we'll use it for skincare, or if we need like feminine products, whatever, that's what we use it for. I'm just saying that for the people that are new and don't really understand why we have 100 envelopes for different things. But it really does help. So if you haven't seen my last video, I explain a little bit more about how this method is saving me money. And the last pay period, I tried to go without envelopes and it was a mess. So we're going back to it. All right, $20 for Health, $15 for miscellaneous, for whatever we might need that pops up. And then $10 for kids. So that's for her envelope that I keep in my wallet for whatever, she might need. A lot of the times, whatever she needs might come from my personal too. So this is kind of for both of us, things that are for both of us. All right, so that zeroes that out. All right, that leaves us with $128. Oh, I might take it out of car emergency, but I guess I don't absolutely need it. I need to get a new visor for my car. Somehow I broke it. I have a second visor I broken. 2 different cars, but I need to replace it. I'm going to be able to do that myself. YouTube is like the master of all education. So I'm going to try to fix it myself, and I can buy it on Amazon, the exact type for my car and the color. It's $25. So I'm going to either pull that from my paycheck, maybe from my personal envelope, I don't know, or I can pull it from a car emergency or car maintenance savings that I have. So we'll see. As of right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and budget for it right here. I'm going to budget for that $25 for the visor right here. This is off the cuff. I did not plan on putting that in there. But again, this is just a projection. So I didn't plan on anything for Black Friday. If we do, while I'm thinking about it right now, it'll have to either come from any extra pay that we get in the paychecks or from the personal envelope. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't need anything Black Friday. I usually buy like a TV or something, but we're good mostly. But I like to give myself something because I know I can get tempted, and I'd rather have the money planned than not. So Black Friday, we'll say with any extra pay that comes in. Hopefully the paychecks are more than $1,700, and hopefully they're not less. All right, $103. What's that going to go to? So we already know we have to put 50 more for Christmas. I'm just doing it right here because I don't have any more space. 150, let's see, 50 for Christmas. That brings us to $53. I also want to put 15 more dollars to vacation. I always want to put something to vacation. It leaves us with 38. We're going to put 32 in junior year. Again, we could use that for Black Friday too because we only have $89 left for the year that I want to contribute to that. And we can do that with the last paycheck of December. The first paycheck of December should be really good. I've been doing a lot of overtime for that pay period. It takes a month to get paid for overtime. So that's why it's a little complicated. But yeah. And then that's $6. It's not a lot, but I'd rather put $5 into home than just $6 in a $1 challenge because I don't even know what the $1 challenge is going to be used for. But that should leave us with 0. All right. So now both paychecks are, ready to go. Like I said, if there's any extra money in the paychecks, it'll go to Black Friday. If there's not, we'll pull that $64 some from junior year or use some from personal if I find that there's anything that I want to purchase. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, actually, Cyber Monday will be December 2nd, which is when I get paid again. So we might wait until then. I like to shop online anyway. Black Friday is so different than it used to be. It used to be like that you had to wait outside of Black Friday at 4 o'clock in the morning of different stores. But I think somebody died one year. I don't know. But first of all, I've never gone to stores on Black Friday. If I do, it's 6 p.m. I'm not dealing with people pushing me and I can't.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
Next video that I bring to you guys should be my pre-payday prep. So that'll hopefully be on Saturday or Sunday. I will know exactly how much my paycheck will be for the coming Monday. I feel like I will keep doing these, the monthly projection this way where it's split only when there's holidays or special things coming up within the month. But usually my monthly projection will look like this, where it's just, me doing everything all together. All right, so for the month of November and December, it'll probably look like this. So if you made it to the end of this video, I know I blabbered a lot, but for those of you that are new, I like to include you guys. I don't like to give you all these terms and you're like, what the heck? Because I know when I first started watching YouTube videos on budgeting, I was like, what the heck are you talking about? So I don't like to use jargon too much. If there's any terms that you didn't understand, please let me know in the comments. I try to respond and react to every single one. So I will definitely get back to you. No question is stupid. So don't feel bad about it. I did make it to the end of this video. Leave me something that is holiday related in an emoji form in the comments down below. I try to give you a lot of information in these videos, so this one might be a little bit longer, and that's because I want to always include my new viewers so you guys kind of better understand the process of budgeting, and also I give you the full picture of every dollar of my budget. I know for a lot of people it's like I would never share my whole budget, and I was always, if you're new here, I was always raised not to talk about how much money you make. That's why a lot of people in my life don't know that I do this. There's only 3 people that know that I have a channel and can watch the videos because they know what it is. Literally 3 people outside of me and my daughter that know me personally, that know that I do this and can see my budget. Other people have asked, whatever. So yeah, I just want you guys to have the whole picture to kind of better understand it. Because of my, the way that I learn and understand things, I know that I need all the details. I need you to tell me what that, this, and that means, and why that goes to this, that. That's just how my brain works. So that's why I try to be detailed in my videos. And thank you guys for always letting me know that is very helpful. So I will continue to do that. So yeah, that's it for me. I want you to always remember it is about progression and not about perfection. Make sure you guys do your budget this month. If you don't do your budget, at least put down some notes about things that are coming up that will affect, your spending for the month. And I always suggest putting a couple goals. Start with 2. Thanks so much for watching. Happy saving, everybody, and have a good weekend and day and whatever. Live free and prosper. I don't know. That's it. All right. Bye.